Hope you're doing good. This is my burrito assignment, assignment number one. This is actually my third time trying to record it. Apparently, the first time my microphone was broken, so I plugged in a different microphone. Second time, I actually muted the entire microphone the whole time and didn't realize it was muted. And here's the third time. So if I go by fast, you can always ask me in person. But I thought I'd just make this video just to explain it, um, or explain everything pretty quick. So again. Let's just, I'll go through the code first. Basically, we have all of our price constants set, our size, tortilla, filling, pickup and delivery. We can see all the individual prices here. And then we have a welcome message section where it'll say, hey, welcome to Rusty's Burritos. And then I have this key little note here. I want everyone to, or any user to type the inputs as a number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So going into the first size selection loop, I picked a while true loop. This is because it'll run indefinitely, because true isn't true always. So this will just keep going until I break it, and that is what I want because I want this to keep going until they enter the correct thing. And all these are going to look very similar, so I'll go over this one probably in more detail. And it's going to print saying select your size, and our options here for size are small, medium, large, and the corresponding prices. We have a size choice, which is whatever the user decides to pick. They enter whatever they want. But if it's one, it's a small, and it corresponds the size name to small, and a size price to the small price. These two things are used later on for calculating the total and displaying the total on the receipt. And then it'll break this loop, which is great. Again, we're breaking out of the while true loop. This is running great. Same concept for the elf, that if it's 2, again, it's medium. The third one, if it's 3, it's large. However, if none of these conditions are met, it'll just keep going again. It'll basically just loop back and go, hey, invalid choice. Can we please enter 1, 2, or 3? So they can enter whatever they want, but if it's not 1, 2, or 3, it's going to just keep repeating, repeating, repeating. Same thing here. This is the same concept for the wrap section. We can see our options here. We can see our variables here. Again, very similar looking thing. Third one is the filling section. Again, this one used a while true. This one used a while true as well. We have 5 options here instead of the 3. And instead of displaying the price, I put the price into the print top section because they were all the same price. So it didn't really matter. Again, same concept here. Type 1 for chicken, 2 for beef, 3 for protein, 4 for tofu, 5 for veggie mix, whole 9 yards. They don't do that. It'll just keep looping. And then our fourth loop, the quantity section loop, our fifth section, but the fourth loop. Basically, this is the only thing I did have to look up, and this is the string method for is a digit. Basically, it asks them how many burritos will they have, and it's whatever that is our quantity text. So then it will check if the quantity text is a digit, and if it is a digit, gives it true, then it will go down here and it will assign a new variable quantity to be whatever the integer of the quantity text is. So they said 5. 5 is 5 a digit, yeah. Okay, now 5 equals quantity. Like great. I could have done it quantity equals integer quantity, like and just drop this quantity text thing, but I just thought this was easier to distinguish between them all. For me, so I like this, but it's up to you. So if this condition is met, it will then check if the quantity is greater than or equal to 0. Great, it'll break. However, if it's not greater than or equal to 0 or equal to 0, I should say, let's do this case. If it's not equal to 0 and it's less than 0, it'll print invalid choice. Please print a number greater than or equal to 0. If it is 0, it'll also print it. I had to put this statement in here because when I was running it, and I truth be told, do not know why. I'll probably watch a video on how these loops work. But when I was running it, it was not printing the if it was 0, it would just it would it would keep looping, but it wouldn't print this message. And the only way for me to fix it was to put the separate if here. But yeah, you can let me know why. Maybe. After that, we have our delivery section loop. This one is just going to keep going and asking for a delivery method. So again, same concept of all the stuff we were doing up here with that while true loop. After here, this is the behind the scenes section. It will do some math. So our per burrito cost is whatever our size price was. So you can see I ran this earlier. Whatever our size price was plus our tortilla price plus our fill price. So cost of one burrito. Then we have our subtotal, which is the cost of one burrito times however many burritos they wanted. Then our total cost is whatever the subtotal was plus the delivery price, which is either 0 or the $4, depending on if they pick delivery or pickup. So then a nice little final section here. It does a nice little order receipt breakdown. I want to explain these sort of characters here, just so for spacing wise. Basically, the left side column, sorry, you can see our output. I'm going to clear this real quick. But you can see that these are about 12 characters in total. I did a size spacing of 14 just so it would have a nice little buffer around everything and actually look pretty. Let me fix this because I forgot to put that there. But it has a nice little buffer around these guys. So our first column is like, all the main options. Second one is either going to be a blank for later down here, you'll see in the receipt, or it'll say like size, whatever size, small, medium, large. Tortilla, what tortilla they pick, filling, whatever filling they pick. But these ones don't really need that secondary column, so it's just blank spaces. But basically, I had our first column be 14 and our second column be 16 for whatever they picked. And then 14 plus 16 is 30. So in order to account for that dead space in here in the secondary and third segments, we just combine them to 30. 14 plus 16 is 30. And you'll see here so that all the prices sort of line up and it looks all pretty. So yeah, let's run through it. And let's run through a nice clean example first, and then we'll go through some errors. So let's say I want a large burrito. So I type in 3. I want a whole wheat wrap. Can you tell it's late? Um, and I want a chicken filling. Great, groovy. And yeah, I want 2 burritos. I'm feeling hungry right now. Low-key, I am hungry right now. And I want to pick up. So now we can go down here. We can check out our nice little receipt. We can see our size was a large. That was 10.49. We had a whole wheat tortilla. Jeez. And that was 50-cent surcharge. And then we had a chicken filling, which was a $1.25 surcharge, but it was always going to be a $1.25 because they all were 1.25. So our per burrito cost is $12.24. Just adds these all up, multiplies this by whatever the quantity is to get our subtotal, and then adds that pickup/delivery fee. You will see this will change to the word delivery if they pick the delivery option. So here, let's just do that real quick. I will run through here again, and let's do the same thing. So we picked a large whole wheat. We picked chicken. I wanted 2, and let's do delivery. So now this changes to the delivery fee, and now it has the $4 charge, and we can see, yeah, that looks great. This is working pretty darn well. Yay. So let's run through the error cases. So let's say for whatever possible reason they were to write the word purple or something. That's not 1, 2, or 3. It knows that. So it gives them an invalid choice, tells them, hey, you might want to enter 1, 2, or 3. Let's say they enter infinite numbers. That's not 1, 2, or 3. But let's say they enter 3 or 2 or 1. So let's just use 1. I'll use 1 for all these cases for continuing. So yeah, that works. Same concept here. Breaks, but it doesn't break. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. It restarts the loop, I should say. So now let's continue on. Same concept here, right? How many burritos would I like? Okay, so now this is the one I had to tweak. So if I want -5 burritos, I don't like that. Obviously, -5 is less than 0. Let's say I want 0 burritos. You can't order 0 burritos. Why would you order a burrito? So it says, hey, you need to give me an actual number. All right, fine. I want 1 burrito. All right, sweet. So that's great. That's greater than 0. And then again, our pickup method, you can do similar concept here. All the characters you want in the world. Oh, it won't work. But if you pick, delivery, then boom, it works. So you can see down here, a nice little order receipt. It's all nice and clean. And I like this like little thing with the squiggles that I put in here. You can see them here. They're in the very beginning of all the sections before the while loop. And that's so that it groups everything. So when you're like going through this, you can go, okay, this was the size section clearly. I low-key could have put size and then like let this loop just infinitely go. But I kind of like how it just repeats. So it's like a group. You can see like each individual iteration. So again, here was our size input. Here was our wrap input. You can see when that was invalid, it has that error message. I could have printed like maybe a sub thing right here that would have been like choice confirmed check mark, right? But I figured if it lets you go to the next section, it's probably accepting it. Most people would assume that. Same thing here with our burritos, the quantity, and our delivery method, and our nice little order receipt. And I think this looks really great. Let me know if you think this looks great. I think all of these make sense. These are all caps as requested. I don't think I'm using any crazy variable name. I've only abbreviated things. Like some of these are like flour, whole wheat, spinach, but it's all consistent. Um, it's nothing crazy you can't like figure out with like knowing the context of the problem. And I tried my best to give these comments. I did mention this here that I had to look up the isDigit string method. I tried going through the string method thing. I think there was M2 T1, but I couldn't find anything about it. So I had to look this up. I was like, I'll be honest, I was struggling here to verify if it was a digit. And I was like, yeah, there's got to be an easy way. And I was like, yeah, you could use the is digit method. And I was like, oh, well, maybe I should do that. I did that and it made it all nice and clean. So, yep, let's just do this one more time. I'll just pick one. Oh, that's not one. See, good thing I have the error redundancy, right? So, yep, works all great. If you pick one for everything, you should get that, hopefully. So yeah. Um, Hope this is great. I promise you I'm very responsible, Dr. Yu, and I do things on time. Yep. Have a good one. Hopefully this answers any questions you may have. Yeah. Yay.